How we doing? Nick from Beer-Gineers here. I'm really looking forward to this one because it's a double IPA from Floc. It's a single hopper with Citra, and this is, what's it called? All Four. Is that what it's called? I'll have to look it up before I do the thumbnail. All Four. And it's brewed with Citra, T90, Citra Cryo, barley, oats and wheat, and Floc are down in Canterbury. Yeah, I got it from, where did I get it from? Got it from Fuss Club. I think it was like $6.50, possibly towards £7. But I have heard, I can't remember where, but I remember hearing that this is supposed to be absolutely excellent. And Citra is one of my favourite hops in the world. It works really well on its own. And yeah, looking forward to it. Now, before I've cracked it, Citra is an interesting hop because it can be, and particularly back a few years ago, it was very much sort of grapefruit, bitter grapefruit, that sort of thing. But citrus can sometimes be tropical as well. So it can be sort of, mango, pineapple, papaya, that sort of thing, or a combination of two. I personally love that sort of astringent, bitter grapefruit. And if you've been drinking this sort of style for a while, you'll remember Fruit Car Site Exhibition from Verdun. One of my favourite double IPAs in the world, or at least it was, when the Citra batch they were getting was sort of that bitter grapefruit. Anyway, I'm crapping on. Let's get it into glass and see what we have. So I cracked the nose and I got like a whiff of something fairly bitter there. Oh. My hopes are rising, so it's a bit lively. Just wait for that to settle. Looks thick, looks luminous, almost looks like an Azvex beer. That Azvex. If you drink Azvex, the beers are like so light malts. They're luminous, and that looks, that looks stunning. Say no like getting through that thick, luminous. That head's not really going anywhere. Let's just see if we can get some, to make sure I get a bit of gunk from the bottom. Okay, I'm not going to get much head through the nose, but let's at least try. Ooh, earthy. A bitterness without any particular fruit. I'm smelling bitter, which is almost impossible, but yeah, bitter dankness, which I love. I'm not picking up any particular fruit. Maybe white grapefruit. We can only hope. It's time to do it. Chin chin. Okay, so it's not, I was expecting just like bitter, but it's not. So the body's light to medium, it's smooth. It's a combination of citrus and tropical. There's no one fruit element sticking out. It's a great beer. It's a great double IPA, but I am a bit disappointed because I was expecting a citrus smash, an earthiness. I was expecting to be challenged. I was expecting to be put through my paces. Do you know what I mean? On your palate, like, whoa, earthiness, dankness, bitterness. And it's not. Maybe some sort of pink grapefruit is what I'm getting from that. Yeah, but there's, yeah. It's maybe it's because it's getting rave reviews because it's quite accessible, and it is. But for me personally, I prefer the ones that are more inaccessible. I like the ones that are just like the challenger. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, bitterness, oh, dankness, earthiness. Oh, what's that? You know, and that is, like I say, it's a bit vanilla. And you know, it's reasonably well hopped, but it's not what I was hoping for, to be honest with you. It's not even the best. Like I say, it's far from the best double IPA I've had from Floc. What's the date on it? Oh God! Let me see if I can get it in the can. Get in the box. Get in the can. Let's see what we're working with. Completely illegible. Yeah, can't say that. What do they say? There are some tasty notes which we haven't looked at. So they're saying they get mango, lime, and pine. You watch now, be mind bitched, it'll all come. I'm getting the pine. And reading that, it's tasting better. This is how it's like, it's all psychosomatic in it, you know, all this sort of thing. But so I don't want to throw shade on it because it's a great, well, it's a good double IPA, but it's just not quite intense enough for me. It's not bitter enough. It's not got any of the elements that I think would turn a lot of people off, and that's purely on me, I've got to say. So I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. But I think that most people would really like that, yeah, because it's quite an accessible double IPA. So, you know, I'll take the hit for that. But I hope that was useful, you know. So wherever you are in the spectrum in terms of drinking these sort of beers, if you're like me and you just like to be challenged, then, you know, choose elsewhere. But if you're new to this style, if you're just getting into hoppy double IPAs, it's a really good example for that, you know, because it'll, you know, it's accessible, it's good, and yeah. So, thanks for watching. Until next time, cheers.